Really? Get in there. Jeez. Okay. Somebody's chiming about the paint. Music. BGs. Good. So. Oh. Ugh. I gotta upgrade freaking memory on this thing badly. We only have like, how many applications are we running right now on this thing? This thing definitely needs an overhaul, an upgrade overhaul on it badly. Alright, baby. Gonna be rebuilding you pretty soon. Parts are coming in for you. I got a rebuilder. runs a ton of programs. All right, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get around you. All right, let's pause you here. Let's see. No, I ain't doing that. That's them both. I ain't doing that. Nope, I ain't doing that. That's not the way in. Ugh. There we go. Search engine optimizer is working perfectly. Thank you. All right, let me see. Okay, that's front page. Get me over to, as a matter of fact, something here. Might as well go in and put these in right now. Excuse me. I'm curious if this guy's willing to jump. Let me go over here real quick. I'll pull from here, right? I'm gonna pull from there. If Jamie's willing to jump, I gotta go in tomorrow to file against him. See if I gotta file a third one on him. Let me see if he jumped. Let's see if he says anything about this technology, because I definitely want to go in there and file another one on him so badly. Let me see. I gotta go and I gotta do 2 of these. Even if he does jump in between, like, let's say after we file, we're just gonna go back in there and file again. That's all. See if he's crazy enough to jump. Let me see. Just as usual, talking trash nonsense. That's basically about it. Let me see. Superior blood stream. Da 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 da. Now we got some more stuff right here for court. Good. More the merrier. Let me see what we have here. Take these two for court. Fernando, enjoy your time, your freedom. It ain't gonna last long. Tomorrow we file with the courts. Some more stuff. See if he jumped. He didn't jump yet, but this is enough right here. We're gonna take this in too. Get him on harassment charges. Let me see this for a minute. Let's see. Google. Where we going in tomorrow to go file this at? Private criminal complaint in Allentown. Do we file a private criminal complaint at 501? Yes, you can file a private at 501. All right. Can we file for a private criminal complaint in Allentown at the courthouse 501? Yes, you can probably do that. All right, cool. We file there. Okay, cool. We'll do it tomorrow. Criminal prosecutor 506 to file a complaint. All right. How much money is needed to file for a private criminal complaint in Allentown? That's it. Oh crap! That's it. That's all we got to pay. Oh, we can do 6 of these. We can do 6 of these easy. We got a lot of stuff. We're doing 6. That's it. Fees for private criminal complaint, cost service and processing fees, bring us $40,000 for local income district. That's it. That's all we're filing for. It's it. Wow. Okay. Going in tomorrow to go file. We got to do 6 of these. We got 6 of these we're going to be doing. Question. $40 service downtown following a complaint with the courts. It's $40. I thought it was more than that. It's actually $40. Let me see. Private criminal complaints. Let's see. How many private criminal complaints can be filed in a day? In Pennsylvania, there's no specific limit. Good gracious. All right. We got to file 6 of these. And we're going to file, let me see, we got 3 of them. We're going to file 3 of them. 3 of them should be enough. If we do 3 of them, it should be definitely enough. That's about $120 we need to file. Okay, tomorrow morning we file. As I told you, Fernando, you're very easy. Because you get upset very easily, you get angry very easily. And again, as I told you before, once we file this document with the courts tomorrow, let me see, how long does it take? They're $40 each. We're going to file 6 of these tomorrow on him. We got enough evidence to get him prosecuted. I had a buddy of mine who works for the courts. He saw the paperwork. He said, no, you got no problem. They're going to push it right through. There's 6 bench warrants he's going to receive if he doesn't show up for this thing. So let me see what we got going on here. Private criminal complaint. Let me see. Private criminal complaint. How long does it take for a private criminal complaint to reach a judge's desk? Up here, 60 days. 60 days to review. Blah 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 blah. All right. How long does a private criminal complaint take in Pennsylvania? No, not private. How long does a private criminal complaint take the process in Pennsylvania? Private criminal complaints in Pennsylvania typically take. Okay, All right, perfect. Okay. A detective's investigation have to get involved in this. All right, we'll tell them about something else. Let's turn on the proof and everything. All right, cool. We'll do 3 of these. Right, may involve investigation by country detectives. Okay. We'll run. Say it again. How much does it cost to file a private criminal complaint in Pennsylvania? I should have read on this. $40. You got 6 coming tomorrow. That's it. That's all it takes. All right. I'm going to print up everything tonight. I got enough over there. Contact the FBI. Get the criminal report from them. Bring all that stuff down to the judge. It's right across the street from us. We're filing 6 of them against them. Let's see. Can you file a criminal complaint against an undocumented? All right, then we'll definitely follow that. All right, yes, a criminal complaint, illegal immigrant status, and federal report, federal authorities in Pennsylvania, immigrant and federal is not stable. Yeah. We can add it in here. Can you file a criminal complaint against an undocumented? Can we file a criminal complaint against an undocumented in Pennsylvania? Yes, a criminal complaint can be filed against an undocumented. For allegations of crimes and acts, contacting local law enforcement officers, federal, we did that already. And they are subjected to U.S. criminal law, regardless of status of immigration. Okay, cool. We'll print all that out. Then we got all the information from immigration, and then with the email he has stating that he is undocumented. Fernando, tomorrow we apply with ICE on the private complaint. They will know about your status, which means they will contact the local division to come pick you up. It's stated right here what would happen. I want to see if we can do it. It can be done. So we're going to be starting that Monday morning. Let's see, regardless of status of immigration, illegal alien, civil offense. Removal. Let's see. Criminal activity, undocumented person committing a crime, theft, assault. They can be reported to local police and can be investigated and arrested them. So that's what they're going to do with the immigration violation report, regardless of suspect violation, immigration law, being in the country illegally, can be submitted to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, online. We already did all that. We already put those in. That's these federal authorities. Crime. Okay, cool. I'll put all that in there. Obstructions, crime, immigration violation. Oh, I don't know this guy at the end of the day. Immigrants are less prone to commit crimes unrelated to. Yeah, no, you don't know this guy. This guy's pretty bold. Okay. Civil offense. Felony. That's 317 Cone Street. The window. The reason why I'm looking for something, the window. That window, I have photographic memory. So if I see something one time, I don't forget. That window is the same window that I saw a demonstration where he said a customer, a football image in one of the videos. That is the exact same window that the football demonstration, he said that was a customer. That's a family member. But that's not here nor there. Oh yeah, strange stone. That's 317 Kern Street. That can be set law papers too. .317. That's where you're at the address. I know. I recognize the window. It was in a demonstration you did on a football demonstration for a customer. That's a family member you're at right now. I know the window. Photographic memory. So the address you're at right now is 317 Kern Street. The window came up in one of your videos for one of your products, your paints. Yeah, we know exactly. We know everything at the end of the day. I keep telling people at the end of the day. Now, why is this important? Because we had a letter sent there from a lawyer sent a letter there. And I'm curious, if we look on Google Maps, where does that address pull from? We never looked up the address because we thought that was his address. And we did his LLC, in the white pages, 317 Kern Street came up. I got to get this document over there too on top of that. So we can do as many as we want. So we're going to do one for each of the problems that we had from him. It should add up to around 6 of them that we'll file tomorrow. So we can get that taken care of. He'll have to come here, like I said. Here it is, right here. Is this the letter? That's not it. That's not the letter. Where's the letter at? Here it is. .317 Kern Avenue. That's the address that came up. We sent out the document. That's the address he gave us. Piece of paper. I never had paper on when I need it. This one here. Over here. I'll write on the piece of paper. 317. But you weren't at 317. That's not your address. The reason why I'm looking at this is because tomorrow I have to go down to the courthouse and take care of this matter with Mr. Fernando, who's been carrying on and acting up. And as I said before, if he doesn't show up for these hearings, he is going to get a bench warrant. They will arrest him. You can talk all the nonsense you want, don't care. Monday morning, you already got a lawsuit filed against you. I mean, if you don't show up for that, they're just going to take your stuff. But with these private criminal complaints we'll be filing, where's this thing at? You're going to have to show up to these. And I am going to get a marshal to come to your property. Where in the world? I don't know what home. I just take a picture of it. Can't find any ink pens when I need them. Let's see. So this is where we sent the first one out for the infringement. So I'm curious. Where does 317 Kern Street go up at? Let's see. I think if half of your family knew about the trouble that you've gotten yourself into, involving counterfeiting and everything else you got yourself into, they would not be around you especially with the simple fact that you're going to be involved in Immigration and Customs Avenue. Los Angeles. California. This is where the lawyer sent the papers to this address. It's a family member. I know, because I pulled your white pages. That's definitely a family member. That's where our documents went to for the cease and desist order. They went to him. I need a bird's eye view of this. Let me see. So what is this right here? That's 317. This is 317 right here. So that's where the documents went to. So that's where those documents went to, that one. Yep, that's it. There it is. The thing about Google Maps is that you can block street. You can't block the bird's eye view of it. That's the front gate. That's the driveway. That's a refinery across the street from there. I've been down here before. Definitely have been through here before. Because I remember the refinery. I've been down here for on a business trip. Seventeen, 18, this is 17, 18. 17, 18. It's a different gated area. 17, 18 is an apartment complex. That's definitely an apartment complex. There's no way in the world that a regular house is that big. Not in this area. Junkyard there. This is a shirt was blurred out. So landlord knows about it. Satellite view. Can't blur those. Impossible. There's a business apartment complex right there. The name of it right there. This is called right here. This is an apartment complex. You contact them. We have the name of your building. You're right here. 317 Kern is where we sent the law papers to. I'll reach out to them tomorrow before we go to the courthouse. I want the name of that building before I reach that courthouse. So, whoever's in that apartment complex over there, they know that building and the name of it. That particular property is blurred. If you look out here, they blurred the property, so you can't find it. Only person that has authorization to blur a property is the owner, which means the owner fully knows about what's going on in that apartment. And that means at the end of the day, we're taking that building. Because he owes just a lot of money now. Especially he's got falsified receipts on top of that, a fake lease because he doesn't have documents and all that stuff. Yeah. So Fernando, remember, when we file tomorrow against you, we will let the courts know that you are undocumented and you're here illegally in the United States. You've been attacking American citizens. This is going to basically alert Homeland Security. But I got something going to my lawyer. I noticed there's an apartment complex here. This is 1718. This is 1714. At first I was looking at, well, who names a building floor 1714? But this is how they named the buildings over here. So this one over here has 1718 here. This is how they named the buildings here. This one's the only one that's not coming up with a name. Every other building in this area has a name attached to an apartment. It's the only one that doesn't have one. And that's the apartment complex because there's Dalton Street right here. He drives in right here. There's a security gate right there. And right here, this is his apartment right there. Make sure all the pictures we have, the marshal gets all that information so they know at the end of the day where that place is at and where it's located at. Why is he hiding the building? That's Dalton Street. And you got a refinery here. I can contact them and ask them what that building is called on the other end. This is a refinery. And I know they got a number. They got a company number. They're right across the street from me. All I have to do is just ask them at the end of the day. We're interested in an apartment next door. What's the name of the building? That's all we need. And we don't need the name of the building to find you. We know where you're at. We need the name of the building so we can sue the owner. And Fernando, we're in the process of being removed out of the country. The last thing you want to do is be around other people that they can take pictures of. You got your whole family out there right now. We file tomorrow. We're going to put all the information we had that we filed with Homeland Security, and we're going to put your email in there saying that you've been threatening our companies and threatening our family, and you don't have paperwork here. You got an email confession, you bragging that you can't be found. That's what's being filed tomorrow. There's 6 of them going to be filed tomorrow. When the prosecutor sees it, they have to contact Homeland Security to come pick you up. I just read that a few minutes ago. That's going to happen right away. There is a refinery right here. We can track down the name of the refinery. That's easy to track down. They have to know exactly the building across the street. Why would they not know the building across the street? That's the address of the building right there. That's the company. So we'll just reach out to them tomorrow. They should know exactly what that building's name is. They're right across the street from it. Chances are they've probably been here for a long time. Chances they probably have been a long time. So they know exactly who changed hands over this, that, and the other. They know who owns the building. All we just need is the address, that's all. So you can blur the street down there. That doesn't do any good. You're going to Google Maps, easy. That's your front gate right there. And your apartment's on the last, so you're right here. And a good thing we got photos of the unit before it got blurred. So I'll make sure I'll send it over to the U.S. Marshals when they hit his door, so they can basically serve him. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, we took the rest of those pictures too off your account. I went over there because I want to see if you were dumb enough to jump. Because I'm going to file 6 of these on you. You can file as many as we want. We're going to file 6 of them. And we already have a criminal report on you. I'm going to file another one tomorrow against you with the Allentown Police. There's a restaurant right here. They are not too far from this unit. There's another building right here, auto parts right here. They would definitely know the name of the apartment. There's a business right there. They would definitely know the name of that part. Chances are someone in that building has been to that building over there for auto parts. I guarantee you. So they know that building's name. I just found it odd that every apartment complex down here has a name attached to it. That's the only one that doesn't have a name on it. So advertisement must be through word of mouth. Because in every listing I looked under, I couldn't find nothing. I couldn't find anything at all. Not a thing at all in this apartment complex. Even in City Hall, there's nothing on it. This guy hid this place pretty well. But we can't hide it from neighbors. companies in the area are going to build the building in the name of it. And so frankly, we don't even need the name of it to tell you the truth, but I want to know. And also, what the heck is 317 Kearn Street? Because we sent documents there, and you got those documents, because you talked about on YouTube. So if you got those documents, that means that's a family member's house that those documents got sent to. So now that's probably going to be under investigation too, because again, it shows up in the court documents. You got to show that. But 317, hey, I know it's family members. Now you see how this has to do with our product. We got to take this guy to court. This is dead serious. We're not joking around with this. We're pressing charges on Jamie tomorrow. This is not a joke because of the nonsense he's been doing. I just like the fact how he's acting all bold, but he wasn't acting all bold when that process server came to your front door. He ran in the kitchen. This is different, Fernando. You can't run in the kitchen with these guys when they come up. Maybe the marshal, when he comes up, you may run in the kitchen. But when they come, if you skip and you don't make it to that court hearing, you got 6 of these coming up, and you don't make it to any one of these, that's an automatic bench warrant. And they will come to your property and they will come get you. But it may not make it that far. From what I read in those documents, if I can file a private civil complaint or criminal complaint against an undocumented, so that means once that goes up there and they do the investigation, because they have to do investigation, all documents that go through, they're going to basically contact you. So we can clearly say that we're under attack by a person who doesn't have documents, which they consider that an act of terrorism. Let me see. We got another refinery unit here. I just want to know the name of the building because you'll be gone, Fernando. You'll be gone. I'm more concerned about your owner of the building because he's definitely knows about what you're doing there. So we're definitely going to take it out of his hide at the end of the day. Find out how much this building is worth so we can sue the building, and I'm definitely going for personal access. I mean, at the end of the day, cars, anything he owns, other businesses, we're hitting all of them. Fernando says, and you don't understand how America works, do you, Fernando? In America, if you touch people's stuff, you go to court and get sued for it. You smack into someone's car, you get sued for it. You break someone's windows, you can get sued for it. That's how our system works up here. We got a justice system up here. We don't play around up here. On this little restaurant right here. Guarantee you've been there to eat. The guy called Matrix that you play around with in the day, we can get video footage in that place of you walking in and out of there. Any place in there with a camera, you can track it. Any place. And I'm pretty sure you've been around to that restaurant too also. But that's not the concern. The concern right here, we're not even the concern. Ooh, this is right here. Happy Camper Life. Interesting. Anyway, that's not the concern. The concern is finding out you're going to be gone. You're taken care of already. You can't make it here. We already know that from the door. 6 criminal complaints against you, there's no way in the world you can make it here. It's impossible. So you're definitely getting the benchmark. So you're already taken care of. But it's the owner of the building we're interested in right now. Once we get everything done with Williams, they're going at the Williams building. He's basically responsible. The building's responsible for neglect of his actions. So the building's going to be hit with a $10 million lawsuit. They're going to hit the daylights out. And the agencies that are involved in this, got federal agencies, oh yeah, definitely. Definitely going to get a lot of money from that one. But that building right there, I want to know how much that thing is worth. Because I'm suing it. Hope we got enough to pay us. Because this lawsuit is going to be hefty. That's why people are saying, I wish somebody would do something stupid to me, man. I would sue them in a hot second because, at the end of the day, but we got a company, we're good. We're suing this guy because he knew that this guy was an illegal immigrant when he came here. But not only that, he has a false, I know he's a false paperwork. Because if you said you put it in someone else's name, that's what you said, you put it under other people's names at the end of the day, they're going to have to dig through all that now. And if they find anyone's name, they're going to have to go into court for that. Let me see for a minute. Let me see. Make sure we got everything on this. I like to know my research in the day. Putting your name on documents for an illegal immigrant. Oh, they got signed to these things too. So in order to do this, you have to have something called United States Citizen and Immigration Service, which means you would have some form of documents. It's a form I-130, which means you would have some kind of documents, but you claim you don't have any form of documents at all, period. That's what makes it a high concern. And you said you're in the country. You're not supposed to be here at the end of the day. So you came in the country and you said you're illegal, which means in the day for that, if you're legal, you're in the country. That means that the scary part of this, the worst of the worst that can possibly happen in this scenario, and I mean the worst scenario ever, and they make contact to your building, they may go after everybody on that list. They may go and see if you have other family members over here that don't have documents. Man, you are an idiot at the end of the day. You have started a full-fledged witch hunt. Because they're going to figure, if you got here, who else got here? Or they can be happy with what they got from you and just bypass and move on. Well, it's only $40, so you ain't losing a lot of money. It's only $40. You're not going to get that back anyway. Let me see. Landlord that makes fake lease. This is fraud and forgery. So if that lease is fake, when they go reach for that property, this is fraud. We can get the landlord on fraud and forgery. That would definitely be one. Operating a business without zoning, he'll be struck with that too. So that'd be the city involved in all of that. And then the other problem he's going to have at the end of the day is responsible. Now you can sit there and say, well, we never contacted him. We couldn't. You hid your building. We literally try to find your building. You hid your building. And the question is, why did you hide a building? When a landlord hides a building due to having illegal immigrants, it's a violation of federal harboring. Federal prosecutor, yeah, he's got problems. He got serious problems. Fernando messed him up. Fernando messed him up so badly. So when we file this Monday, and when they go to get him, they got to go contact the landlord. Because the landlord had him in there, and he wasn't supposed to be in there to begin with. He should have basically reported or said something like, look, I have something here, but something today. But it just seems like he's trying to hide something. I hope that's just him at the end of the day. This is going to be a mess. This is going to be a real mess at the end of the day. They're going to take him down too. He's going to get arrested for this. This is what happens when you can't trust everybody at the end of the day. You can't have people in your building at the end of the day. That's what I said. Can't have people in your building. It's a shame because you got people who come over here and they don't do jack. They're quiet as can be. Unfortunately, he didn't do that. He probably was telling when he first came in here, look, I'm going to let you come in here. Just don't start any trouble. Keep things low. I'm pretty sure when he first came here, he probably kept things on the low. But, you know, some people get too comfortable. And if you ain't got paperwork, you can't be uncomfortable. You can't be comfortable. You never know when something's going to drive up on you, something's going to pop out. You never know. They're grabbing anybody off the street. So you have to make sure you have your paperwork. When a landlord hides a building or it takes activity that steps to conceal tenants from authorities due to their immigration status, they may be violating federal harboring laws while renting undocumented individuals. It's not control shit like that. That's yeah, it's not an issue. And this guy committed crimes, serious crimes. So he's looking at 5 years in jail for this. That's going to make it easy for us to win a lawsuit. Very easy for us to win a lawsuit. I wonder if I can find the property value of that building. We gotta get the name of the building. We get the address to it. The address is enough. So what did it sell for? Who was the last owner of that building? The building's gotta be worth $1 million or so. I want the assurances on it too. So, Fernando, you may snap over it, doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference what you post, what you do. Tomorrow morning, 6 of these are going out, and these private criminal complaints are going in, and your status of who you are and what you are, and the email is going to go refiled tomorrow. So, again, as I said before, you're already taken care of. Either they're going to come to you, either you may get a court date, who knows what's going to happen in this situation. Most likely, from what I read, if they find out he's undocumented, and they're going to have to do an investigation. It isn't like we can go in there and file. That doesn't work that way. We have to go file, and then they have to do an investigation on everything we filed to make sure there's enough there for court. It's called due process to make sure everything is in order. So if they read through all that information, stuff we got in there, stalking people and all that crazy stuff you've been doing, that's enough to get you. But unfortunately for you, you sent me an email stating and bragging about how you don't have documents and you can do whatever you want to do. Along that with the five additional charges we filed with Homeland Security, with them, the report we put in with them. So they're going to contact them and see the same information we have in there and the documents we sent to them, and then that's where you're going to have a problem. They have to contact Homeland Security, Immigration, ICE to come pick you up. So it isn't what I thought it was going to be. It's not where they're going to hold you. No, they got to contact them. So you're already taken care of. You're done. We can move on. Right now, my eyes are set on this building right now because that's where I'm going to get my lawyers to go sue the building. So you can have your little party, do whatever you want. It doesn't make a difference. The first lawsuit's in, but in the lawsuit, it doesn't mention anything about your status of being undocumented because it's not needed in that. It's a lawsuit. But the one we're filing for criminal complaint does require it. So let me see. We checked that one already. Yeah, pinpoint you right here. You're blurred right there. Your landlord did that. I had to go in and check Google, like, who would have authorization to blur a property? Its owner only has that capability. So that property wasn't blurred when the process server got there, which means you informed the landlord that of us. So he knows of us, because that's the only way that building would have got blurred like that. And since he does know who I am, and he hasn't reached out or contacted me in any way whatsoever, I'm going to hit you with a lawsuit. And we are not taking any plea deals, nothing out of court. I'm going to hit you with a straight lawsuit in federal court. Let me see. So this is here. Can we get layers on this? No. These are all houses. These are definitely all houses. Right here. So the only thing missing from here is this name of this apartment complex. It's not there. No, it's not there. There we go. The name of the apartment complex is not there. No. He posts anything about the paint? No. He knows he's going to jail. That's why. He's going to have a little party. Jamie's the type of person that will fake it to the end. He'll go out there and smile and grin in front of the camera, and deep down inside, he knows the end is coming. He knows it. But he wants to be the tough guy. That's what he wants to be. He wants to show that he's not affected by anything. He knows it's coming. He knows we know it's secret. You know, he told us way too much information. He sent that email to us. It was a big mistake on his behalf. And now we can use that against him in court to state that, look, we got a guy over here, I'm a citizen of the United States, and I got a guy over here attacking me. So, yeah. So that being said, yeah, I'm an American citizen. So with that being said, that's it. And you don't have paperwork anyway. You can't make it here for court anyway. I'm curious about all this stuff. Like, what do U.S. Marshals do? I'm gonna watch all that. What are they doing? I've been watching a lot of stuff. U.S. Marshals arresting people and U.S. Marshals serving people. I'm just curious what goes on in the whole entire process. Yeah, they're gonna block all this off, man. Where's he gonna go? He can't fit out a window. I know that for a fact. He ain't squeeze any of these windows. And it's just in the block wall right there. That awning right there, that's your apartment right there. Staircase you can hear. Now Jamie will sit there and say, well, no, but that's not stalking, Jamie. We're following criminal complaints against you tomorrow. I need all these satellite photos that when we have a marshal come to your property, I want them to have the full lay of the land when they come in. There's a gate there waiting for them, and where the apartment's sitting at, where you're located at, the whole 9 yards. I gotta go file. I gotta give all this information over to them. And I'm definitely going to be contacting this unit right here, this refinery over here. They definitely know. And a couple of these restaurants, they know that building. I need that. That has nothing to do with you. The research I'm doing right here has nothing to do with you. You're taken care of already. Monday morning, you're taken care of. You understand that? This is for your landlord. Let me see. Curious. I need the LLC for this guy. Google. Let's see. Oh, that's his full address right there. That's the apartment. That's the street. So it should be apartment here. Who's the registered owner of this property? Gotcha. Bingo! Got it. I got the owner. I got the owner. I gotta turn this to the side. We got the owner. And we got the phone number. Man, I'll tell you something. I should have put that down there to begin with. I should have put that down there to begin with. Well, well, well. We got it. We got the owner. Fernando, make a phone call tomorrow. I can't wait to have a nice long conversation with your landlord tomorrow. I got so much to tell him what we know about you in the building. They're facing a very serious lawsuit from my company. That was not, I should have put that down to begin with. Let me get a picture of this. I knew the information had to be somewhere up there. Do 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 do. Now you know what they're gonna do, Fernando. When we contact them, they're gonna act like they don't know anything about what you did, but they're gonna act like they gotta take care of you. Don't worry, we'll get it taken care of. Not a problem whatsoever. That's too late at the end of the day. We're gonna be filing. I'm gonna make that call after we file, so at least we know the owner's name. They got the date of birth, age, everything is on here. Gee whiz Louise, and she's in your unit. I turned it because I want to buy. It's her business today. That's between me and her. Nobody else. We don't do that type of stuff. They blurred out the email account, but that makes no difference. We get a phone number. That's all that makes a difference. I want to know exactly who owns that building. I'm gonna background check on this number too. Now see, Fernando, you went in and posted some nasty pictures about me, right? That's what you did, right? I told you, everything comes with penalty. Didn't I tell you that? You post my pictures, I found your landlord. It's her. We got her. I just basically did a background check on her phone number. It pulled up. So her number, that is the address where she's basically, that is her building at the end of the day. I will be making a phone call tomorrow. As a matter of fact, forget it. I'll have my attorney reach out. He has more authority than the day. He's going to explain to her she's got a lawsuit coming her way. We know the secret about you at the end of the day because you sent it an email with a confession. I think an eviction notice will be coming very soon. But make sure at the end of the day that when those court documents come to your door, they will be there whether you're there or not. Doesn't make a difference. If we know you're not there, we're still going to have that door posted. So you better make sure you figure a way to get over that gate and get your hands on those documents. Because if you don't, you're in a lot of trouble. Well, you're in a lot of trouble. It doesn't really make a difference. You can't forget it. You're not going to be doing anything at all. So that is her. Wow, you've got to be freaking kidding me. It is her. My goodness. Background check this. See? Do something stupid every time. Those slick things you like to do. All that comes with a price. Let's put that address right next to it. Uh, 17, there we go. Put that right next to it. We found her. Found his landlord. And we found the phone number and everything. It confirms. Comes right underneath the building. See, the dumb stuff you do, Fernando? Posted my face, found your landlord. My lawyer's going to reach out to her tomorrow. He's the best person to have that conversation with her. So he's going to explain to her she's going to be sued. And we know about you not having paperwork, all the crimes you committed in that building. And we're going to send her everything she needs to know. Now, eventually, she's going to evict you from the unit. That's what's going to happen. Because she has to make herself look good in court, like, look. But the problem she had today, even if she evicts you from the building, the problem you're going to have here is the fact that she knew you was there because the documents you have are fake, which means she had to do a fake lease. Do you know that the reason why you know of a fake lease? that when you apply for gas, electric, utility bills, unless they're included with the building, you have to show a lease. I know it. I rent buildings all the time, Fernando. I know this stuff. Everybody knows this in a day. So if you want electric in your name or something like that, utility, whatever, you have to show you have a lease to the building. Because they don't want somebody saying they live there and don't live there at all, period. And, you know, you can control electrical, lights, all that stuff. They don't want that. You have to show that you have a lease. You're leasing that part of that building in order to have power or whatever they want on there to show that you are basically running that spot. So you have to show the lease. And you don't have a lease. So that means that something was fraudulent, documented, for you in order to have your power on and lights and stuff like that. So that means that if you don't have documents to begin with, that means the lease is fake. And that's forgery at the end of the day, and perjury. Now see, if I went onto your site and you're not talking about my product at the end of the day, and that's it, that's it. There's no reason for me to look into this at all, period. I just go about my business. Monday morning, we go file, take care of it, get you done. But you posted my picture. That's what you did, right? You did something nasty today, some Valentine's nonsense. So in return, I found your landlord. Now you got a bigger problem tomorrow morning. What is she going to do when she finds that we're suing her? What does she do when she finds out? I know she knows some of the stuff you did, but I don't think she knows everything you did. We're going to explain to her about that LLC sitting on the building and all that stuff that's going on right now. And yeah, she's going to get hit with some of that nonsense too. But enough about that, Fernando. I know your landlord. That's all I need to know. And she did a good job hiding that building at the end of the day. It was quite a challenge, but we found it. Put all this together and make it complete. Yep, it's her. Now, when I put that information, I'm looking for certain things to basically be removed. No, it's her. 63 years old. They got 1714 down the street. The street isn't 1714. The street is Big Dalton Avenue. That's the street. 1714 is the address of the building. I see how they did this. So when they put down the street, they put down 1714. But 1714 is on the side of the building. So if it's on the side of the building, that wouldn't be the street. 1714 is the building. Big Dalton Avenue is the street. If you look at the street on Google Maps, it doesn't say 1714. It says Big Dalton Avenue. That is a street. 1714 is an address. Now I thought it was kind of weird because by floor, but it doesn't go by floor because the one next to them is 18 something. They go by that 18. That's their address over there. So the address here is 1714. The way you guys got it down, you would think that was basically the street, but it's not. The street is Big Dalton Avenue. They put that there to confuse. So her information is coming up on this building right here. If you were to look this up and you really didn't think too well, you would think that that was the street, making the building invisible. Because they took the address to the building and added it to the street. But there is no 1714 in the street, which is Big Dalton Avenue. 1714 would be the building address, which sits on the side of the building where the image is now blurred. But we have a copy of it because I had a process server go to that building before they blurred it. And you can see we blew it up. It's right on the side of the building. So that's not a floor number, that's a building number. If you look at the building next door, same thing. They're all the same thing. You got 16 in one section, 17 in one section, 18 in one section. That's a building number. So how come there's no name on the building? All the apartment complexes have names. How would you know where to find the building at? You can say you got Julian over here, we got Sunset over here, we got Peach Street over here. Peach Street would have to be a street. If you have Peach Apartments, that's the name of the apartments. How else would you find this place? Because it's not meant to be found. Now, it could be a number of reasons why it's not found. It could be tax purposes. It could be a number of things that could be a problem. It could be license inspection. It could be a number of zoning. It could be a ton of problems. And why this building is ghost. But I don't care about that. What I care about is the day that you got an attendant to come into that building and that attendant attacked our company. And now finding out he's not an American citizen, and he did attack American citizens at the day, that's an act of terrorism. So you're responsible for that nonsense. Good. All right, I'm going to bookmark this. I'll send this over to the attorneys tomorrow. And they can begin the process of this. I have fake landlords calling us, fake lawyers calling us. Let me pull up his LLC too. Wait a minute. $91,706, $91,706, $91,706. Let me see something for a minute. Google, give me that. Give me LC, California search. Give me this right here. I got my camera pulled to the side because I don't, even though, like I said, he's a dirtbag at the end of the day, I'm not putting up anyone's information. Again, like I said, you can get sued for that nonsense. Yeah, I'm not stupid at the end of the day. They are. That's the reason why I'm going to take you out of court. Yeah, man, this is going to be beautiful in this summer. Let me see. I got a file to go on morning, buddy. I'm walking right over to the courthouse. Take some money out of the bank, go in and file 6 of these on you. Let them know at the end of the day, you are undocumented. You've been attacking my company and businesses. You've been attacking my family. And you've also employed other people to work with you to basically commit those crimes, which means everyone involved, you'll be added into that criminal complaint we'll be following tomorrow. All 6 of them. YouTube accounts, all that stuff is going to be in there. Because you worked with them to do it. I want to make sure all you get credit for credit due, right? Let me see what we got here. Cinemax. Well, that name is attached to a lot of stuff, ain't it? Can't make that one go away. Cinemax, mix. Mix. I'm gonna see something in it. If it is what I think it is, if it is what I think it is, I got a funny feeling it is. Let me see. Well, I think it is what I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. 91. 91. Oh, it is. We do have it. I had to make a confirm on that. We definitely do have it. We got it. We freaking got it. Let's see. Yeah. 91706. 917. We got it. We got it. We got your landlord. We got it. I wanted to make sure 100%. That's definitely her. Definitely her. We got her. We got her. I've got so much stuff to talk about with your landlord, Fernando. So many pictures to share. So much stuff to show what's going on in that apartment. So much. And let her know at the end of the day what's going to happen. We're not selling out of court. We're taking this before. We're taking it to a federal. We didn't want to federal court. I want judge and jury for this one. That's going to end up on 69 News up here. Easy going to end up on 69 News. This is going to be broadcasted. So let me get this straight. A person in California bought an illegal immigrant. That's not the big part of it all. Because, you know, who cares about that part? But she bought it, and you committed major crimes in the United States, including attacking companies and us and family members here in Allentown. Then you proceeded to bring other people into this that also attacked other people over here in Allentown and carried on. Oh, this is going to be huge. Hey, a lot of people getting sued in this thing. We're going to sue a lot of people. It's her. We got it. But I like how they put this thing down here at 1714 as being the street. There is no 1714. They even got her apartment number. I ain't going to say it, someone's business, but we got it right here. Let's go dig this up. Let's see what comes up. I bet you $100. It goes right back to the building where we just came from. See, Fernando? Going to do dumb stuff at the end of the day. That's what we do. Anything else you want to do today? Mess your life up? So now when we file, we're going to add this in tomorrow. Yep. Comes up under the blurred property too. So it's 100% confirmed. That is your landlord. It even talks about tenants, all that stuff. Now, we don't care about that. But it talks about, there's a lot of stuff here. This is a lot of stuff that did not come up without that name. Oh, ho, ho. See? That's why I said everything happens for a purpose. It was meant for me to go on your account. Now, when I file tomorrow, we know the owner of the building now. Tomorrow, I'm going to figure out, contact a couple of these buildings to figure out who owns that building. I'm pretty sure she's not going to tell me. I'm going to figure out who owns this building. Well, we know who owns the building, but I want the name of the building. It's definitely there. We got it. So now they know the owner of the building. Oh shoot, there's all kinds of stuff coming up on you guys. You have got to be kidding me. Oh, this is crazy. Wait a minute. Who is this? What is this right here? Wow. I can't show you stuff. We got a whole lot. So everything's coming up on this at the end of the day. See? Lord opens up doors for all things. Register name, limited liability company, managers. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That is not possible. Hold on for a minute. Let me pull this one up. Yeah, no way in the world. No. Hold on here. What came up on the last one? That's what came up on the last one. What came up on this one here? Yeah, that came up there. That's the number for that. But what came up on this one over here? All right, so where are you located? Let me show this. All right. So these are all the businesses in that section. Cool. Give us the name of that apartment. We'll contact them. That gives us what we need. They're right in that area. We can reach out directly to them. I turn to your side. Gotta go get this real quick. But we do have the owner's name. This company has no owner. This company has no owner. That's all we had to do to get this thing to lift? That's it? Well, that was pretty easy. Let me see something for a minute. Oh, what time we go? We got the rest of my videos and finish. Yep, that's where it's at. No doubt about it. Checked again, another one to make sure it was there. That's where it's at. Definitely there. Apartment name. Her information comes up again. It's the same person. Yeah. We don't need that. That's confirmed. That's confirmed. That's good. We don't need that. That's confirmed. That is definitely coming up on a minute. I thought it was going to come up underneath. Give me this one. Apartment's name. So that's her spot. Let's pull this one up. Nine, 706. 06. Not that, it's 91. 91691. So it says right here by AI, based on available listing, 1714 Big Dalton Street, Baldwin Park, California, is a residential building, but it does not appear to have a specific brand apartment complex name. Yeah, we knew that. It's a hidden unit. Definitely know that. It is generally referred to as address 1714 Big Dalton Avenue, Baldwin Park Apartments.com. So is that what they call it? They named it after the street? So it said it is generally referred to by its address 1714 Big Dalton Avenue. So let me get this straight. The apartment's name is 1714 Big Dalton Avenue? That's the name of the apartment? They named it after a street? Boy, I'm telling you, trying to cloak it. They cloaked the daylights out of this place. They named the apartment under a street. You don't have Julian Street. You don't have City View Street. You don't have the Hive Street. You have the street and then the name of the apartment. They named the apartment under the freaking name of the street, which made it would make it cloak it. So it says right here, AI tells us at the end of the day exactly what it is. It says based on the that's what I put down, apartment name for 1714 Big Dalton Avenue, apartment E, California. Because there's another apartment that comes up. We had to change over to E. It's somebody else's name. It's the owner residence at that building. So it says right there, based on availability and listing, 1714 Big Dalton Avenue and Baldwin Park, California, is a residential building, but it doesn't appear to have a specific brand apartment complex name listed. It's generally referred to as its address, 1714 Big Dalton Avenue. That's the name of the apartment complex. 1714 Big Dalton Avenue. That's the name of your apartment. That's when I'm registering tomorrow. Good luck with that lawsuit. It's going to be a doozy, by the way. Fernando. Yeah, I said, we're done with you. You're done. There's nothing you can do right now. Once we file tomorrow morning, that's all done from the door. You're done. You're finished. I'm coming after that apartment now. That's the name of the apartment? Gee whiz. No wonder. It's weird because it's like it's right under your nose. It's right under your nose, but it's kind of like what's that? Something called Blue Streak, where they literally hid diamonds in the police department. Because who would look in the police department for stolen diamonds? They literally hid them in there. It's an obvious place. It's literally if you hide something in plain sight, it's the hardest thing to find because your brain doesn't function that way. Your brain thinks it's going to be the most possible place you could possibly think of. It'll be right there in front of your face and you would never see it. Literally did something. We had a little experiment on that. You can walk past that 100 times, you wouldn't even see it. It was in plain sight the entire time. It's named after a street. That's why every time we clicked on Google, it would bring it up over and over again, right on the spot. But the icon wouldn't point there. But in freaking Google Earth, when you look over top, it hits the apartment every single time. On Street View, it won't hit it. It hits the street. That's the name of the apartment. It says right here, it's just why AI overview is dangerous. It generally refers to by its address, 1714. So, at apartment.com, this is where they have it at. As I thought. That's the name of the apartment, right there. And that's the street. It has the same number as the street. So it's referred to 1714 Big Dalton Avenue. That is the name of the apartment. So when we go check taxes in City Hall, that's the name that should pop up. Now we already have a name already. We have exactly location of landlord. We are good. Actually, she's in the building. See, Fernando? All that discovered in about about an hour or so. Yeah, it didn't take long to get it all done. See? You do dumb stuff, and then when you want to post my face at the information, I'll find stuff on you at the end of the day. And the difference between me and you, Fernando, is I'm going to be going to a courthouse tomorrow morning to file multiple criminal complaints against you, which means that if you fail to show Or if they investigators start digging into this stuff and they see that paperwork you put in there, I'm gonna put a nice letter in there, a nice long letter explaining to the judge the fact that you have sent us a letter bragging about how you can't be found and how you have no paperwork and how you don't exist and how you've been attacking my company and my friends and family who are United States citizens. Good luck with that freaking nightmare. So you're already taken care of. Now working on your landlord. That's why we couldn't track it. Look, it says property images coming soon. I can help you out with that one. We got plenty of those. We got them before they blurred it. So she would have to know about what's going on in the building because all of a sudden they got blurred, which means she is within the building. That's right, sitting over having a small heart attack about right now. That's why we couldn't figure it out. I was like, wait a minute, where's this building at? Every place else has one. So if I call the building next door, which is a complex, and I ask them for the name of this building, they're going to tell me that this is the name of the building. The name of the building is the name of the street. That's why if you look at it, it's in large letters here. That's the name of the building. Your building is 1714 Big Dalton Avenue. It's kind of puzzling because I'm like, why is the street's Big Dalton? Why does he have 1714 on the side of the building? Most people, when they name a building, they give it a different name than the street because that would be confusing. They might say like this is Sunview Apartments, or this is what do you call it, the Malibu, or something crazy. That's what they give it. The Sun Malibu, you know what I mean? The Night Star, something crazy, separate. And we're the Night Star, and we're found on Big Dalton Avenue, and our address is 1714. That's usually how you find places. But the way they did it in the day, they did 1714. Yeah, that is the building, but Big Dalton Avenue. But you be looking at this over and over, you're like, wait. Where is this at again? So it's on the street, but what street is it? What's the name of your unit? Because you're used to hearing a different unit than the name of the street. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, enjoy your small heart attack, buddy. Well, I filed them all. I got more information than I needed. And we found the owner name, owner of the building. We got her name and address, and we have the apartment number. All that came up. The email was blocked, so we don't care about the email. We don't need that. This was 2 weeks ago that they put this up here. You shim these units. They say if you have any information on this building, please post it. I'm definitely gonna post your pictures. You don't got pictures? How do you not have pictures on this building? And we can literally have pictures here on the building. And now you can't find it because they blurred it. Now, right now, you should see him ranting on his channel. He's gonna be ranting like crazy. I know all your secrets now. I know the name of your building. I know your landlord. I got her number. I know apartment that she's in. I know the apartment that you're in. And I know 100% that you're not an American citizen. And tomorrow I got a file. Just like with Mr. Williams when we had to deal with him at the post office. Of all the letters I could have reached for, I grabbed the one that had his address attached to it. So now they know exactly where his location's at. Now, Fernando, after we file tomorrow, the hourglass starts the process. You got to figure out when. As for your landlord, my attorneys will be reaching out, and they will make known at the end of the day we're suing for millions of dollars. Big dog. I never would have thought that. Wait till I tell my buddy about it. He said, wait a minute. So it's the name of the address? It's the name of the address. You know how confusing that is at the end of the day? Because every building has its own name and what it calls itself. Unless you have a house, but your house is not going to be named under the street. It's going to be on that street. It's not going to be named after the street. That's why people say my address is so and so and so. It's on the street, blah, 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 blah. So when you go to blah, 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 you look at the house numbers, and that's how you find the address. Yeah, my phone died. I wait for it to charge up. Man, this is crazy. I found a lot of information in between the time my phone was charging. Yeah, check again. This is crazy. My phone died, I recharged it. I found there's so much stuff. There is so much stuff on this building. It's crazy. It's like a freaking mystery. It's like an onion. It's like every time I peel off another page, another page, another page, it's some crazy stuff, man. I see why they hit this place. It's crazy. Yeah, I've dug up so much stuff on this place. It's unbelievable. It wasn't hard. We just had to figure out that name. Once we got the name, that was it. It unraveled everything. They literally named the building after a street. That's why nobody could find it. It was there, but technically it wasn't there. It was just right there. Who names a building after a street? Every apartment complex has their own name that makes it different. You would never be able to find anybody. You got 7th and Hamilton. You have Julian. Julian has her own name. Something complex, whatever it may be, and then that's the street. You're on the street of so-and-so, and so look over, you will see our building right there. But if you name it after a street, you couldn't find it. Gee whiz Louise. That is crazy. If it wasn't for AI, we wouldn't have found it. AI is what told us exactly the building is unregistered. It doesn't have a name, but it is preferred to as the name of the street. That's why if you look into any of the real estate agency, the big bold letter over top is the name of the street, which is actually the name of the complex. Even one of these actually gave me a tour inside the unit. It is definitely your unit. And the landlord lives in the building. In the building. We got the apartment number. We got everything. I know exactly where I'm going to serve her, too. When I send the lawyer send the papers out for her, to sue her for court. When we sue her. I know exactly where to send those papers at now. So she had to know everything that was going on in that building. She had to know. There's no way in the world she couldn't have known this. We ran a trademark, copyright and trademark counterfeiting ring out of that unit. That's even enough evidence to sink them. And we got them on. Videos of them selling the merchandise is enough to do it. Good gracious, man. I couldn't figure out why we couldn't find the other. Why couldn't we find this bullet? And they literally told us where the bullet was at. The bullet was there the entire time. The one for AI is exactly told us exactly what the building is referred to. Unbelievable. So at least we know where to serve her at for court. Or when we sue her. That's the information right there. We can't show you that. I can't show you any of that stuff at all, period. That building came up multiple times. I'm looking at this like, wait a minute, where the fuck is this building at? And the AI came in and told us exactly what it was. It's unlisted. It's an unlisted unit. It's named, it has to be named under something. You have to name it something. Taxes, you have to name the building under something. They named it under the street. So all we have to do is go back to previous owners that had the building. What was the original name of the building before it was dubbed that name? We can literally track that down easily. We just need to know exactly what the building is actually called. So on Google Maps, Home Depot is not too far from this area, period. So that's where he was going and picking up paint, going back. It's not that far. And also until we found the storage unit, which is not that far either. I'm going to track down that other building too, that Comic-Con, or that place was in the day. That's definitely down there somewhere. Where do they have Comic-Con in California? Let me see. Where do they hold Comic-Con in California? San Diego Convention Center. San Diego Convention Center. These are booths that you can set up. These are right near a window system where you're at. That's the building you were selling at. That's where you were selling at, right there. Because you had these big, large windows behind you. I bet you I can basically match that to where you were sitting at, where the building. When you were sitting there, you did the whole thing with the whole setup about Stanley. Yeah. That's the inside of that building. Carve everything. I memorized all that. Yeah. That's where you're at making your sales at. I'm going to contact their building tomorrow. Send them over some information evidence that we have that you basically signed counterfeited items and their unit. Oh, ho, ho. Yes, this is the location. Yeah. So, we know where the building's at. Make sure we contact them tomorrow. Send them over some pictures. Man, you can't rip people off, man. It doesn't work that way. And you touching my company's copyrights at them, you know what's going to happen. But the important thing is, Fernando, the most important thing out of all of this, we got your landlord. I know the name of your building now. I can't believe they named the building after a street. And it says right there that the apartment is unlisted. It just refers to as the street address. You won't even find that. Now watch on his account. You're going to see a whole lot of crazy stuff about me. This is how Jamie, we know we can read him. Because when Jamie knows that we're close to something, or we have something of his, and he knows that we can get him on, he rants like crazy. Watch his channel go off. So now, Fernando, you know that we know your landlord. The information we just got, I got a first name, last name, date of birth, everything. I got everything there. We even got her phone number. So with that being said, I'm going to have lawyers make contact with her. Since we know where she's at, she's in your unit. We know that for a fact. So since she's there, I'm going to have documents sent to her apartment. Let her know that she's getting sued at the end of the day. And we know about your secret at the end of the day. Because you told us. We'll send her a copy of your email. I'm pretty sure it's attached to your account. I'm pretty sure she has that information on file. So, yeah. And then on top of that, we know the building address now. Oh, man. That's crazy. When you really think about it, it's like, it's crazy. It was there the entire time. The 1714 on this side of the building, and then they had it under 17. I couldn't figure out why they kept naming it under the street. Like, you have a street, it says Dalton Street. It doesn't say 1714 anywhere in the street. It says Big Dalton Avenue. That's what it says. And you have 1714 right there. Now, any other address up and down that strip, if it says Malibu Drive on that one side, then you know, here's the building, Malibu Drive. It's on the street of Big Dalton Avenue, and this is the address right next to it. But they named it after the street. Well, it made it virtually impossible to find this thing. I feel like I should be in a Scooby-Doo van right now. And they wouldn't have got away with it running for these melon kids. Yeah, that's where you're located at. That's the name of your apartment complex. Right there. They have it repeated twice. 1714 Big Dalton Avenue. Right there. Usually this is where the name of the apartment would be at, right here. They named it after the street. I bet you right now, you bet you peed a little. I guarantee you did. I bet he urinated a little bit on himself like, crap. Yeah, we figured it out. We got it. And this is funny. It's interesting and strange. Also funny at the same time. I got to file tomorrow. So now when I file tomorrow, I know the name of that building now. And I talked to them like, wait, they named it what? I said they literally named it after the building. But now you can see why, Fernando, because you don't have paperwork. And you're in that building right there. So, yeah, I can see why they named it after the street. I don't care about the rest of them in there. I don't care. Ain't none of my business. I don't give a rat's behind the day. We want you at the end of the day. That's it. That's nothing to do with them. Nothing. I couldn't care less. It's you that we want. Big man, since you want to be all tough at the end of the day, I got all your information now. Literally. Date of birth, everything. I got everything on you. That date of birth ain't from here. That date of birth is from over in your country. How would you have a date of birth here? You don't have any paperwork. You said that yourself. So that date of birth came from where you're over in your country. I got people that can pull your birth certificate up from your other country. However hospital you was born at, they can pull it up. But that's not necessary. What's necessary that we have enough to prosecute you. That's all that matters. And the fact the minute we file all those documents Monday morning, you're not going to be able to make it here. But that's not the bigger problem you have. The bigger problem is when they start investigating, they read our letters in there that are stating that you're undocumented, and you literally sent an email bragging about it. I will explain that to the clerk when I go in, so they know what's in that letter. But until then, I know where your landlord's at, so I know where we're going to file a lawsuit at. Man, they named it after the freaking street. Apartment.com, Julian Apartments. Julian. Is it Jolian? What the heck is Joliet? Apartment.com. Julian Apartments. No, you see this, Fernando? This is what I want you to look at. This is how we figured out that it's named after a street. You see right here where it says Julian Apartments, right? That's the name of the apartment complex that would go here, not the street. Repeat it. See that? Now you see where it says 521 West Union Street, all right? That's the address. The address wouldn't be the same as the apartment complex. You would never find this thing. Yours is named after a street. We'd have made it virtually impossible to find. Even if you put the real address, your address is 1714, but the name of that apartment isn't the name of the street, it's something else. That's what it was before, way before whoever got it first. Because that couldn't have been the name. It had to have another name way before that. But whoever bought the apartment named it that for that purpose because the apartment was hidden. Now, I know all your secrets. And much, much more. Some things I can't describe on how much we know about you at the end of the day. I know a lot about you, Fernando. It goes much deeper than that. You'd be surprised how much Matrix pulled on you. Next time you want to tease well, I'm not going to explain what he is, but next time you want to basically mock someone at the end of the day, be very careful what you mock. But yeah, we know your secrets now. Your apartment literally name is after a street. 1714 Big Dalton Avenue is the name of your apartment complex. Because that's why I pulled the Julian Apartments up. Julian Apartments, that's the name of it right here. This is apartment.com. This is where we found your place right here. Julian Apartments, see that at the top? That's the name of the apartment. Every apartment you look up will have the name of the apartment here. It will have the street address here, the Allentown, which would be the city, and state, and zip code. You have this at the bottom, but your address, street, is the same name as the apartment. Also, I checked all the other apartments on that street strip. They don't have the name like that. And yours is the only one that's blurred. Only problem is you can't blur from bird's eye. From Google Maps, you can't blur that. Street-wise, you can. Because, you know, those cameras on those trucks that go by, you can go and blur that. But when you're doing satellite, that's a different story. You ain't blurring no satellite unless you got some real serious power at the end of the day. And you've got the capability to do that. I mean, good gracious, you got some real serious power to do that. But you can't do that. So your apartment was cloaked. And that's why you felt that at the end of the day, much like Mr. Williams, who felt that because he lived in an apartment complex and no one's going to figure exactly what floor he was on, yeah, that one mystery was solved pretty quick. And you felt at the end of the day that no one was going to figure out that whole cloak and dagger, finding your apartment, hidden in the... Yeah, we figured it out. I would say see you in court, you'll never make it there. So two things will happen. Either the bench warrants will kick in, or the investigators will find out a letter in that freaking folder and basically find that you don't have documents, and they'll have immigration will come for you and pick you up. Meanwhile, I have the real name of your apartment now. And AI confirmed it. AI said it's referred to as. So they referred to as. So they named it after a street? They named it after a street. Why is it on the side of the building? Because every building has a plaque in front of it telling you that's the apartment complex. Either over the top or the bottom, there's nothing there. And then it's blurred now, so you can't try to find if anything's there. So how would that person know that we were looking for that place? Why would they blur it then at this particular time? Now, process server already been there. We got pictures of the whole place. That's how I was able to zoom up and see the 1714 on the side of the building. Because the process server took a lot of pictures when it was over there. But all of a sudden, everything's blurred. Now, who would blur that out? The only person who can blur that with authorization is the owner. And the owner lives in the building. I know. I got her apartment number. We got everything. So she'll be getting documents from our attorney explaining to her, we know the whole full story, and a lawsuit's coming. Because I know 100% she knew what you were doing in that unit. And then the fact that your status at the end of the day is not going to go well. Fernando, Whatever's in the dark comes out into light. I keep saying it over and over again. There's nothing you can hide. Remember when you sent me that email, you said you tracked my location? I know everything about you, Fernando. I know everything about you. And you'd be surprised I know much, much more. I know things about you before you cross that border. You got the wrong person, man. I've been explaining it to you for years. Wrong people, wrong person. And you decided to make it about my family. That you did, right? Now, if I was that type of person, and I know things today, I could easily put that in that file for tomorrow. You know it will come, right? But I'm the type of person, it's none of their business because they have nothing to do with it. We only want you. I couldn't care less about them. We only want you, and you only. That's the type of person I am. I don't go after other people's family. It's whatever, it's just them, it's you, and you only. You, on the other hand, go after my family. You're going to pay for that one. So, I'm going to press these charges on you tomorrow. I got your landlord's full information. We know the building and all. I'm also going to file that in with a report also, too, about the building and the owner. I'm going to have my attorney reach out to her and explain to her we're filing a class action lawsuit against her building and everything she owns. They already named it after the street. Look at that. Julian Apartments. This is the way it's supposed to be. And they got it this way. They got it named after the street. The street is 1714 Big Dalton Avenue. They named the apartment 1714 Big Dalton Avenue. I bet you $100 Fernando gets this video removed. I bet you. Don't make a difference. This is going to be broadcasted everywhere. We know your location. We know the name of your building. They named it after the street. I can't wait to tell my buddy. I got a friend of mine who's a prosecutor. I can't tell him, yo, we found an apartment. It was under the street address. You're like, what? And under the street. It was there the entire time. It was under the street address. How the frick do y'all get mail? And how does that even work? That's probably the reason why. Oh, I got to update them at the end of the day, the LLC, because I know they've been trying to contact him. They would have missed that apartment from a mile away. We got to reach out to them and let them know that, no, that is the name of the apartment. That's not a street. That is a street there. So wait. What does he have down on his LLC for that? That I got to look into. Because this is actually the name of the building. Does he have it down the same way as if it's like an address, but not the name of the building itself? That's perjury at the end of the day. All this is perjury. That's crazy. Any apartment we look up, it's definitely going to come with the name. This is what the name is supposed to be. This is how you find the unit. Can you imagine this was 1521 West Union Street was named after this? Good luck trying to find that thing at the end of the day. You'll be up and down 15. But you'll never find this place because it's named after the street. You'll be up and down the street. You'll never find it. They put 1714 on the mail. That's the only way you'd be to find the address if you were down there. You have to look for 1714. They got it on the side of the building. But they blurred that right now so you can't see it. They named it after the street. Who names it after a street? It just sat there and said. We looked at it. AI said it has no listing. How does an apartment complex have no listing or the name of it? If I have an apartment complex, I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to get tenants in there. I'm definitely going to name it like something crazy. Like I said, it's a Star Hotel. Something that stands out that people can find. Yeah, we're a Star Hotel. We're right off of so-and-so, I-95, blah, blah, whatever, so in the day. You can find us if you go down so-and-so street, right around it, make a left right there. You'll see a billboard that says Star Hotel. That's us. Huh. This place is called the Hive, right? It's the name of one of these luxury apartments we have around here. If you look at the names, here it says right here, the Hive. That's what it's called, right? It's not named after the street. It's named the Hive. That's how you find it, because it's called the Hive. You can't miss it. It's called the Hive. It's big letters called the Hive right down the side. You can't miss it. So, if I were to want to look for this place, all I have to do is for the Hive. That's the name of the building, and then basically that's the street address where I need to go. Yours is named after the street address. Which we use this example in court that the building tried to be hidden. So you want to jump again, Fernando? Jump into something else stupid today. That Valentine's thing you did today, that don't bother me today. I just evidence for me to take for you in court. But also, too, another door was opened up to find more about you. You want to open up another door? Next one will be exactly where your location, where you came from. You don't want us digging into that part, do you? So, if I were you, I would keep my mouth shut and go in a different direction until we see you in court. Because right now, the information we have on you now, we have the real name of your building. We have the name of your landlord. We have know where your landlord is located at now. So we can be in the process of basically contacting her and letting her know at the end of the day about the things you were doing. But I'm pretty sure she already knows that. There's no way in the world she couldn't have found out you're running 3D printing business out of your apartment. And she knows it's not zoned for it. Yeah, there's no way in the world. I can't believe they named it after their street. Yeah, that's a real, yeah, you would never find that. No pictures, nothing up there. They have no pictures on it at all. How long has this building been around? Oh, wait, no. We know how long, but the building's been around since what, like something 60-something? We actually, it all came up on how old the building is. Let me see. I can't go there. We have it here somewhere. If I turn to the side, that's their information. We don't put that out there like that. Let me see. The age of the building. Got the date on here too. Everything. The date, everything on there. Maybe the possible owner this year is the owner of the building. Definitely owns the building. And everything I check, it comes up under only her name pops up every single time on everything it comes up. That is her building. This is all we needed. Yep. Based on available listing, 1714B Dalton Avenue, Baldwin Park, California, appears to be a multi-unit residential property. Rather than the name of the apartment, it is frankly listed as a residential address. Wait, it's listed under what? How is that residential? Wait. Is an apartment complex under residential? It's frankly listed as a residential address for individuals or small businesses. YouTube video. Oh, let's look this up. Hey, Corey, this is you. It's your video. This is Crow Cinemax Mix. Let me see. This is the LLC form. Oh, this is our video. Wow. You mean to tell me we had that much pull that literally we popped up in their own listing, showing one of our videos about his LLC to the building. That literally is information about your building. We're itchy on it. This is your LLC application I was able to pull. Yeah, that's your LLC application. Yep, we pulled this application. Yep. No specific brand name is identified for this building, and public listing is referred to by its address. It's right there. So that means, why doesn't it have a name in it? Why does this building, for some reason, have no name? It's referred to by its address. Location, 1714 Big Dalton Avenue. Right here. That's the address right here. Type, rental unit apartment building. Right here. No specific brand name, because everyone's have a brand name, is identified for this building, and public listing is referred to by its address. That's when you hide a building. Neighborhood is located in Baldwin Park, residential, within Los Angeles metro region. Nearby landmarks: Foundation Hospital, Baldwin and Park Shopping Gateway Center. Let's see, would you like to confirm for property manager current rental listings? So you gotta be paying taxes on that unit. So the taxes have had to be under the name of the building itself. So that's what we're checking when we go to City Hall. So at least now we know the building. Now, Fernando, you may think at the end of the day, all this, no. What we're doing right now has nothing to do with it. You're taken care of. You're done. You're finished. You're already done. We don't need to talk to your landlord's going to get rid of you either way. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen. But either way, you guys have bigger problems than that. Like I said, we'll file tomorrow against you. We'll get that done. That's a problem you got to worry about. Who reads whatever letter, basically stating, your letter at the end of the day, telling at the end of the day you don't have paperwork and that stuff, bragging about you can do whatever you want in the United States. That's a bigger problem you have. Either the bench warrants hurt, or whether it hit, or either somebody reads that letter. They're going to have to go. Investigators have to go through everything we send through. They have to make sure there's enough evidence there to prosecute you, and they will see there's enough evidence. But not only that, they'll see that we contacted Homeland Security 5 times and filed several reports about you, about criminal activity that you were committing, including that whole counterfeiting ring that's running out of your apartment. And there's a letter in there explaining exactly what the email we got from you about you bragging. They read through that at the end of the day, and you state you don't have this paperwork, they're going to come for you at the end of the day. So that's one nightmare you're going to have to worry about. So you're done, you're finished, you're taken care of, we're moving on. That building right now is what we're looking at right now. I'm suing your landlord because your landlord knew exactly what was going on while you were in that building. And your landlord's a female, by the way, not a male. When you contact us multiple times, it was a male who was talking to us, not a female. Keep in mind, when you contact us on Grasshopper, all that's recorded. So we're going to pull those files too also. But she lives within the building. All that information came out because we couldn't figure out the name of the building. And the reason why I couldn't figure out the name of the building, because the building is actually the name of the street. That's why. If you notice, I pulled several apartment complexes up, and each one of them have a name of the building that identifies what name of the building is. It literally says there through Google that it doesn't have any listing at all, which is weird. It's supposed to have a listing. How would you find this thing if it's marked under the address of a street? I told you the building's being hidden, and all of a sudden now it's blurred. Now, why would the landlord blur the address? Unless you told her in the day that we're looking for that address. And if she knows we're looking for the address, that means in the day she knew about your activities. She's protecting you. So since she's protecting you, I'm going to sue that building for so much money, it's not even going to be funny what we hit that thing with. That's another flaw. It's lawsuit number 2. Gee whiz Louise, man. How many buildings are going to be taken out of this mess at the end of the day? And I will make sure that we file tomorrow. I am filing some separate criminal charges tomorrow on that building. Let me see. Criminal charges. Anything else, brother, we're not going near that. Whatever families are living there, I don't care. None of my business at the end of the day. Fernando, you're the only person with interest in that building. I told you, you keep on playing around with us, it's going to get worse. Now, next time you want to post and carry it again, I'll find out exactly where you went to school at in Mexico. I'll find out exactly where you were born at in Mexico. I'll dig all that information up. Keep playing around with us. It's not hard to track information on you. I told you, it's a digital era. Now, me at the end of the day, I don't care. I don't got anything to hide at the end of the day. Like I said, you guys feel that you have something to get me, get a lawyer. Come after me. Come on, come on. But you don't have anything. You have nothing. Because I ain't stupid like you. I don't go out and do dumb stuff like you guys do. I watch you guys do dumb stuff, and I gather all your information, and I turn it against you in court. You got me doxing any addresses? Nope. Because your address is public domain. Forget about that one. Do you have me attacking any of your family members? I know where they're at. I know where they live. I have white pages on everything. As a matter of fact, when you first posted your LLC, they brought up all their information popped up. Did I contact any of them? Nope. They don't know anything about me. They don't know I even exist. Because it's none of their business to begin with. That's why they haven't been contacted. None of their business. That's between me and you. You did all that nonsense. Did I send any threats out? Have anybody sent emails and freaking letters to their act? No, it never happened at all, period. You did that stuff. So with that being said, I make it only about me and you. I gather all your stupidity and I throw it right back at you. So come Monday morning, I'm going to file at that courthouse 6 of these private criminal complaints against you. And in those criminal complaints, we'll basically have full detailed letters explaining the whereabouts, everything about your information about your building, where it's located, name of the building, name of the landlord, numbers, the whole 9 yards. But most importantly, a letter stating that you sent to me an email bragging about how you don't have paperwork and pretty much you can't be found. It's interesting, next day when we go to file, that all this information comes to light for us to go take care of this business. Residential building doesn't have formal commercial apartment name. Doesn't have a formal commercial apartment name. It does have one. It's just that whoever took over the building changed it. Which I'm going to go on records in City Hall and figure out exactly what was the original name of the building before it was changed over. Small multi-family property complex. That's what you live in right now. So we pulled this name, we put that apartment for rent next to it, all types of stuff came up. All types of stuff came up. What the heck am I watching? What are you watching, Taco? Something weird over there? I hear Transformers or whatever the heck that's for. I don't know what that is. We're good on that. We got everything from there. So I got everything I need to know. I'm good. I'm gonna print all this stuff out. Walk down this courthouse tomorrow and begin the process of filing for you and for your landlord. Oh, what's up? New charges, Fernando. You posted pictures of me, right? On your account? About the whole Valentine's Day? I took pictures of it already. So I'll be filing some new charges with that. And also, too, while I'm down there, I'm all just adding the building. It'll be along with those files, too. Tomorrow when we put that information through. I know your building name. That is interesting. I'll tell you something. I wouldn't have found it, man, if it wasn't for the Google AI brought it up. I told you, you're the digital era, man. There's nothing you can hide online. Those AI, that technology is amazing. It literally stated, and I sat there and said, it said, doesn't have a residential name. So if it doesn't have a residential name, whoever took over the building basically changed the name to the name of the street. Who names an apartment complex after a street? You would never find it. Oh, that's what I wanted to check on the LLC. I wanted to see how it looked on his LLC. That's what I want to see. This building right here, we're going to contact them. I got some pictures I'm going to send over to them. Now, we have pictures of your sister on there, because I guarantee when they look on those cameras, and they will look on those cameras, they'll see you and your sister come through that building with that table and boxes, whatever you had. You had that stolen merchandise that you brought in there to try to sell it in their building. Do you have any idea the charges they're going to file against you? They find out you were trying to sell counterfeit action figures that you printed off your machine. You know how much trouble you can get in for that? And they're about to find out. So let me see right here. This is the only unit in California who does this. And I've seen this right here, right here. This display right here, this is where they set up tables right here. Right in that area, right there. Tell me if I'm wrong, Fernando. Right in that area. That's where they set tables up. Yep. That's the building you're in. San Diego Convention Center. That's where you're at. That's one of their that number. So their number is right here. So we'll be giving them a call tomorrow. Now, pretty sure everybody was on list. They have a register list. When you go in, you have to register to be in it at the little booths they have in the day. And I'm pretty sure those cameras picked up you and your sister walking through the unit. And also, too, those cameras all over the place. Did you know that? I mean, how could you do something that's stupid? There's cameras everywhere in that unit. They have them up there because people come there to steal other people's stuff. That happens to a lot in these places. And those cameras are everywhere. It's much like a casino in there. So they got you sitting at the table and they got you selling everything. The whole night, I guarantee they got it all in there. This is the building you're at. Let me see. Let me go over here. What do we need? Oh, we need this LLC. We have that there. We're good on this. We have right here. That is the address blurred, so we're good on that. We don't need that. But I definitely want to get that LLC. That's the convention, so we're going to contact it tomorrow when we come back from the courthouse. I want to get that, let me see something real quick. I wonder, California, LLC search. Now, how did it end up this road? Well, actually, I went on his channel to see if this dummy was dumb enough to say something about our new screen paint, because you know he can't resist, right? And this is where I saw the dumb pictures of him doing that whole Valentine's Day. He's petty like that. So I took those pictures because we're going to add them in. We're going to file tomorrow against them. Well, how did we end up in that road? I'm trying to figure out how we went up in that road. Oh, I wanted to go do a bird's eye search to take pictures of all that. So when we had the marshal come over to serve you, they got everything on the unit. I'm trying to remember how we got to that road from that point. Oh, we tried to find the apartment. We're trying to find the name of it. I kept digging and digging and digging and digging and digging. And then that's where basically I decided to put apartment complex right next to 1714. And that's what dug up the owner. That's how we found the owner. And when the owner popped out, I was like, huh, That can't be owner. So copy and paste and send it through multiple times. It comes up as that being the owner of the unit. And the number kept popping up over and over again to match what we saw. But then I'm looking at this, her apartment number comes up. And I'm like, wait, apartment number comes up. It's in the same building you're in right now. So now I'm looking at that. I'm thinking, wait, she's in the same unit? And then I start digging around thinking, so what's the address of the building? And then the address building keeps coming up 1714, 1714, 1714. And as I'm looking at it more and more, I'm going, oh, crap. They named it after the street. So that's when we're looking at it. To be 100% on this, I actually put that information and AI told it. AI sat there and said that there's no registration underneath this, da 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 da, whatever, so and so and so. My AI isn't just about everything. Court records, all kinds of crazy stuff. And if AI brought it up, it's preferred to, the building is preferred to as the street address. And the minute it told me that, that's when I went in and looked at apartments.com, and I saw over top of it that capital in black. It's supposed to be the name of the apartment. That's where that's supposed to be at. So to confirm it, I went to Julian, confirm. I went to the Hive, confirm. They named it after the street address. So that is what the apartment's called. It's named after the street. Man. She was Louise. That's what it's named after. It's named after the street. It could have been a private eye. Let's see. And see, that's the same thing that Williams saw. Again, Williams thought no one's going to find him. Williams, we know your exact pinpoint. I know your building number. I know your apartment number. I know your location. I know everything about you. Yep. You're already in enough trouble as it is. Let's go over here and see what we pick up. So, yep. Physical address. Physical address he has that is 1714 Big Dalton Avenue. But you would think that would be a street. Because every time you would look it up, the physical address would be the actual name of the building that's registered. So if we go and check taxes on that building, we're going to see 1714. That's fraudulent right there. That's seriously fraud right there. Physical address. Mailing address. That can't be the mailing address. How would it be the mailing address? AI just sat there and said it doesn't have any form of physical address attached to it. So if it doesn't have any address attached to it and it's just known as this particular street, then how in the world would it have a physical mailing address? Oh man, Fernando, this is not going to go well for you in court. This is going to be pretty bad, man. Pretty bad. Gee whiz Louise, man. You lied on an LLC. You did more than commit perjury on your LLC, man. You lied about the address. I mean, that is not your physical address. Principal address, 1714 Big Dalton Street. That's the name of a street. That's not your address. What is the physical name of the building itself? It's a name after a street, which would make that extremely confusing. They're probably sending him tons of mail trying to reach out to him. You know what's going to happen? They're going to send a field officer to his front door. That's what's going to happen. That's why the process server kept asking me over and over again, like, what's the name of the building? I said, I don't know. It's just 1714. That's all I know at the end of the day. He figured it out. He was able to figure it out. Even he got confused. Oh, man. Boy, it's just dirty as dirty can get, can you? Yeah, that's dirty. That's dirty, man. That's real dirty. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Now we got two process servers we got to send out to that building. One for your landlord and one for you. Yippee-ki-yay. Now we know what we need to know. We're good. You're not going to post a YouTube video naming your address right now. There's nothing you can do about it at all, period. You know why it wouldn't be doxing? You got it right there, literally. But that's not an address. That's a street address. That's not a physical address. But that's not worth it. I'm going to take it down and give it to the courts. Let them take care of it. That's their job at the end of the day. And also to contact California's Secretary of State about this fake LLC you got here. But again, you're missing statement due date since 2023, which haven't even been filed yet. Gee whiz Louise, they named it after a street. Alright, 1 o'clock. I'm out of here. I'm done. Get back to my page. I can basically load everything up. It does have a physical address attached to it. That's some fanatical nonsense at the end of the day. You really thought today we weren't going to figure it out, did you, Fernando? Yep. But you're right now home, biting your nails right now. Right now, he's probably ranting on his page. Either two things happen with Fernando. Either he disappears, he's not on his page anymore, because he'll go ghost, or basically he'll start ranting about some stuff. Go ahead, rant about some stuff. I got stuff about you when you live in your country. I'll post that too. When we dig that stuff up, we can dig it up. Not a problem. Remember, when I was in the dark comes out of light, Fernando. We'll find out everything about you. Everything there is about you, we'll find out. But so far now, I got the name of your building. Named it after a street. I'm sitting there like, where the freak is this building at? I'm looking for it. There's no address, no name. It's got to be something there. There's nothing there at all. It's got to be something there. And to find out is the name of a street. And I went to apartments.com. You see it right there. The top letter. That's when you put down the name of your apartment. Every apartment complex, you can check it out. Every apartment complex will have a name of what they call their building, the entity of their building. And you don't even have, it's not even registered. Who has a building that's not registered with the name of the complex of the building? So where are the taxes going to on this building? How's all that paid on it? Insurance, sewage, how's that paid on this unit? It doesn't even make any sense. Every other building on that block. Now, if every other building on that block was named after the street, that'd be understandable. But it's not. They all have different names. You would never find anybody. If I was looking for Julian Apartments and they put down the name of the address would be the name of the building, what are the odds of me finding that thing at the end of the day? I'll be zipping up and down the street like, what the frick is this building there? Looking for the name of the building. You got to find, well, we know how that works today. That's like looking for Best Buy and they got the name of the street instead of Best Buy. You'll be there all day long looking for that. Oh my goodness. Especially if there's nothing on the building that says Best Buy. There's nothing there. You're like, where the frick is this building at? I'm right here. I'm literally right here. And the building's right there. They only put the address on the side of the building. You see the address sits? It sits in a small corner. It's supposed to be in big letters right out in the front. They put on a tiny little plate right near the staircase. I wouldn't have saw that until I zoomed up on the image and I saw it. Ah, my goodness. You've got to be kidding me, Fernando. You've got to be kidding me on that one. There you go. Your address right here. We got all your information. This is your address. Before they blurred your... This is when we got the guy, the process server. Now, you see this right here? See that building right there? Address is right there on the building. I didn't see that first. And there's a person right there in the doorway who actually is the person responsible for opening up the door. Because you said somebody buzzed him in. And that would be the person right there. You're way over here. That's right at the far end. Right next to that little lot area right there. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking like, where is the name on this building? There is no name anywhere on this building. It's not here. It's not here. It's right there. Now I'm thinking it's a floor number, right? But it's not a floor number. It's an actual name of the building. When I go back and check all the other buildings over, they had the same number like that. It doesn't go by floor. It's the actual address of the building. So each one of these complexes on here have a name of the building, what it's called, what makes it different from all the rest of them. This one is named after a street. So therefore, the street address is the building itself, the name of the building itself. It has no registration. There's no registration anywhere of this building in public records showing the actual name of it. It just goes by the name of the street. That's a building trying to hide. There's supposed to be a registered name on this building. And as you can see, if you zoom in, there's an individual right there that opened up the door to let the process server to come in. And he's on the far end, right there. That's where the pictures were taken. There's your awning right there. There's a little lot, you go over there. And there's your gate. If you look on the gate, there's nothing there. There's no name of a building. No plaque. There's nothing out there. I know your secret, Fernando. So since we know the name of the building, now we can go to City Hall and say this is what they call the building here. We need to know who is the original owner of this building. They're not the original owner. They bought the building from somebody. Who is the original owner? The original owner has the name of the building that's registered. There's your address right there. 1714. Now, you can have the video removed. I don't care for the day. Because that's usually what you do anyway. But don't worry. Where I'm going at tomorrow, you can't do jack about it. And now I have more information than I had over a couple of days ago. And now I know the secret about that building. And since we have when we found out about the building, we got the phone number. We got the age of the person who actually has the building, date of birth of the person who owns the building, and apartment number, which is actually in that unit. The only person got authorization to blur the building. See you soon, Jamie. It's over. I told you it was going to be over quick, didn't I tell you that? Also, too, one big lesson to learn. When you have ice on your back, don't do dumb stuff like this. Don't show pictures of your family members and stuff like that. Don't involve them in your bull crap at the end of the day. You take that hit. This idiot at the end of the day. Look at the dumb stuff. I couldn't care less about these people. That's why I'm moving on. I'm done with you. You're finished. See, you didn't post any angry pictures, right? Yeah. Because now we know your building name. And we know exactly your part. I know your landlord's name. All information. All that. Just came up. Maybe she knows or she doesn't know. Maybe she knows some of it. Maybe she don't know how much of it. I think she's seen those printing machines in there. You can't hide those at the end of the day. So I know she's seen them in there. And at the age she's at, she probably doesn't know too much about those machines and how dangerous they are. So we don't see any retaliation back from Fernando on his channel. There's nothing up there at all. He's hiding because he knows we know secrets now. Now you're scared. You usually get bold and you act stupid, you know what I mean? Try to be a tough guy. But now you know the reality is finally starting to kick in. Good. Now you got the reality's finally kicking in. We know your secret now. Oh, I know more than that. Wait till tomorrow when I hit City Hall. When I hit City Hall in Baldwin and I start checking for taxes on there, on who's the original owner, the original owners of that building, who it passed hands, how much it cost at the end of the day, what taxes were paid. We can get all that now because we have the name of the building. Now, as for your landlord's information, that's nobody's business in the day. That's why I turned the camera when I went in there. No one needs to know that. That's between us and us. Named it after. Make sure this doesn't pop up and that's not good. Okay, I don't want that coming over there at all, period. That's his information right there. We don't need that. We're good. We got files on that. We're good to go. I'm going to be contacting them tomorrow. I'm going to be showing them detailed pictures of the table you have, your picture, your face. I'm sorry to say this, your sister's face also too. Showing that the items that you had in there were stolen items and you were printing this through a 3D printer. I'm going to report you tomorrow to them. Nice building too, by the way. Oh yeah, you want to get smart and nasty and post behind Stan Lee while you rip him off, huh? You're going to pay for that one. What the heck am I watching? Man, YouTube just put a whole freaking, what's this hooked up to? Fire Stick? Put a whole freaking cartoon. What is this? What am I watching here? Oh, some cartoon runoff. What the frick is my mean? Dog, you just said we just watched an entire cartoon of, I don't even know what kind of cartoon that was. Something about a clown in a fire suit. What the heck? All right, we got their information right here, so we don't need this because we have all their information there. We'll reach out to them tomorrow. That's her information. I'll let the lawyers talk to her because I ain't getting involved in that. I can reach out to her. Attorneys will take care of that. This is the address that came out of 317 Kern Street. We're curious about that. I'm going to turn this aside just in case if her address pops up. Keep that secret. This is right here. This is Kern Street. We don't need this. That's not necessary. I'm not playing around with you, Fernando. I'm really not. You're not going to get a good sleep tonight. Now we know what we know. Named it after an apartment complex. Can you believe that? Then you do some nonsense with my sister too, right? I'm going to give her your information. As a matter of fact, every person you contacted and made threats to, you know, at the carrying place, so I'm going to make sure they have your full and all that information at the end of the day. Because they should have a right to come to court and prosecute you. So that you want to be a big man, you want to threaten old people at the end of the day. Yeah, I'll make sure that's in your paperwork. That you like to threaten old people at the end of the day. And you're friends with pedophiles. Weirdo. Weirdos hang with weirdos. Told you him and Williams were weird. You sent some, see the nonsense on his page about Valentine's Day, love and all that stuff? Yeah, Crow's weird, man. He's a weird dude at the end of the day. Him and whatchamacallit had that same energy at the end of the day. The same energy. I wouldn't trust you guys near a school zone, I swear. Y'all both creepy. Let me see, who's this right here? Right there. That's the Dalton, having a big Dalton. I can't believe they named it after the freaking street. Named it after a street. I tell you something, that's pretty sneaky. They named it after a street. That's one of the lowest information that I can stay intact. Oh, that's going to pull her up. So let me remove this. We don't need that. I don't want her information coming up on camera. I mean, it's the whole entire time I was looking at it, didn't see it. It was right there the whole time. And I didn't see it. And he probably sitting there like, man, he's looking at it, he don't even see it. I see it now. It's like them paintings they had in the 80s, man. You stare at them, stare, and you couldn't see it. And they don't want it, but just click your brain and go, oh, shoot, I see a flying saucer. And you would never unsee it. You can walk by it 100 times, flying saucer. Yeah, it was right there the whole time. I should have known it when I went to apartments.com, that overtop, that's the name of the apartment. That's always the name of the apartment. And the name of the apartment was coming up under the address. And then Google came in and basically cleared up by saying that there's no registration at all on that. Who has an apartment complex without a registration name? Now, interesting, some people may think of today, like, don't you afraid people might try to kill you? Nah, they got bigger problems than that. You serve the devil at the end of the day. You got somebody already trying to kill you at the end of the day. Every single day he's trying his hardest. You got bigger problems than that. Lord protects me at the end of the day. If the Lord decides to take 2 steps back on you, you're dead. The devil will come after you in a hot second. He'll show true form. He don't care. He don't care. Because he got permission to take you out. He's going to come after you. You'll see something crazy, most weirdest thing, coming across the street, running through your house. Yeah, he knows at the end of the day, he got nothing to stop him. You know, it's funny, even when we commit sin at the end of the day, that God still protects us. That's a lot of love at the end of the day. We're still going to hell. You're still going to go to hell. That's regardless if you don't get it together. But just imagine so that you have something up there right now, some evil being right now that's trying to kill you. And the only reason why he can't get that opportunity because God is standing in the way. But just imagine if God decided to take 2 steps back. You're gone. So any thought you're thinking at the end of the day to do to me at the end of the day will come back to you. You don't want permission granted on that thing. When I threatened my brother-in-law, the Lord could have had me killed right down the street. I could have been shot and dead right on the street. But he didn't allow it to happen. He didn't. He got close, but he didn't allow it to happen. So any threat you make will fall upon your own head. I know it's going to happen to you. It happened to me. I know exactly the fate that's going to happen to you. And it depends on God's mercy at the end of the day. His mercy may be there, it may not be there. Think about the possibilities. I told you today, you have to be careful. Everything on this earth is designed to kill you. You could be basically threatening someone's life, and your windshield could implode in and basically take your head clean off. You could have a car accident, slam into a tractor trailer, tire could blow out, roll down an embankment, car could explode, gas leak can happen, house could be leveled, all kinds of stuff can happen to you. Everything on this earth is designed to kill you. You can even choke to death. Watch a game and choke to death on a piece of meat and die. A lot of things can happen. Even when you sleep, a chunk of your ceiling could come down and crush you. You can actually fall through the floor. You can have one of those, what do they call them, sinkholes. It happened to somebody one time. A sinkhole popped up and took them. A number of things you can go. Or your heart could stop breathing in your sleep. Anything can happen. You might not even wake up the next day. And you're going to threaten a Christian? You really want to go down that road? A number of things can take you out of this world. You're already in enough trouble already. The devil knows that I can't be touched, but he knows you can. And he's not going to be, he's not done with you guys yet. He's far from done from you. You're still breathing. That's what the problem is for him. You haven't died yet. So once he figures out a way to get rid of you on this earth, he'll have you in the next world. And there's nothing you can do. There's no mercy. He knows you can't go to God. You can't be forgiven. Nothing. He has you 100%. You better get it together quick. Till then, I have to do what I have to do. Now, Fernando, you think I'm doing this out of anger and hatred? I don't hate you at the end of the day. This has to be done. You do not have a right to rip off companies. I don't care how rich these companies. They had to start from somewhere. Every one of these companies had to start from somewhere. Stan Lee was not born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Stan Lee grew up broke and like everybody else, and he scrapped and worked hard to get that big break, to get those comics. And he built all that for us. He built that entire world. Imagine the imagination that was in that man's head. All the memories that we enjoyed from Stan Lee. Spider-Man and all the different action figures and stuff. Man, he was just a good guy all the way around. And then this dirt bag over here steals from him, spits in his face, and has a nerve to pose behind one of his statues while laughing. You're going to pay for that. So, at the end of the day, Fernando, I do what I do because it's supposed to be done. You got some men that will stand up, and some men won't. I'm the kind of person that will stand up, regardless of whatever's in the way. I will stand up and fight. You're not that type of person. You're a coward. Coward steals and hides. That's what you are. I'm not that type of person. Even if it means my life is on the line, I'm still going to stand up. So, with that being said, in the day, I will see you in court if you make it there. And I mean, if you make it there, that means if one of those documents, and someone reads through them, they say, okay, this person on document, let's let Homeland take care of it, you may not make it there. Either way, they're going to find out. As for your building, your landlord knew everything that was going on. Why else would the building be blurred all of a sudden? Just blurred. That you had a conversation with her about me, and that building got blurred because you don't have authorization to do it. You don't have identification. You couldn't do it. Only she could do that. And depending on how much she knows is how much you want to sue her for. Oh, which one are you on? Because I'm not watching that crap. Ah, get me out of there. There we go. So, you're going to be, you think you're a tough man. You want to go around threatening people at the end of the day, especially little old ladies at the end of the day? You don't got what you got coming to you. No, I got your secrets. I know exactly the name of your unit. When I file tomorrow morning, I will make it crystal clear your building. Oh, and that picture you just posted right there about that whole being my Valentine's for the end of the day, I'm going to file a sexual harassment lawsuit against you by saying that you've been stalking me sexually. Because you've been taking pictures of my butt, and I have all that to show the courts. And you and Mr. Williams have some kind of weird sexual thing for me. That ends up on your paperwork, and you go over there overseas, over that place at the end of the day, that ain't going to go well for you, man. Like, oh, you into that? All right, we got some brief. You're a weird dude, man. You're a really weird dude. I can't believe we got his apartment information. Man, I've been hunting for that one for a while. And there it is, it's popped up. Boom, right there. Still can't believe we got it. And the apartment name. I bet you're probably sitting back thinking we'll never figure it out. He's never going to figure it out. You know it now. No listing, no registration of it. We got the building we sold the merchandise at Comic-Con. Yeah, right here. All the information. We're going to report you to Comic-Con and use some counterfeit items. And get their email address to the legal department and send over all the information to them. It shows you, it shows the table, it shows the unit, right there. It's in the same building. They're going to look up your sister's registration. She's going to lose her license. First of all, it's a shame that you dog your sister like that. Don't say it's my fault, it's yours. If you're dirty at the end, don't drag your family into this mess. That's what you don't do. And she should have known better 100% not to get involved in you. Why should she lose her license at the end of the day? Because you're a dirtbag. Everybody knows that certain people you don't get involved in because certain people will mess your life up. And she should have never got involved in. And she knew your stuff was counterfeit. The collection she had, shows she's had it for quite some time. And you said she's been collecting for years. She knows fakes when she sees them. I said that from the door. Heck no. I'm not going to mess up what I'm working on. You got to go. I got to cut you loose. But she was nice enough to tag you along. That's why the guy sat there and said, on your table you had was tempting, but he bought from your sister instead. Because you knew your stuff was fake. Monday. We'll contact them tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Up at 8 a.m. Contact them Monday. I'll put them on the link to the Facebook page. So, with that being said, I gotta go. I would say see you soon, Fernando, but you're not going to make it here. I know the outcome what's going to happen. So with that being said, you're done and taken care of. I'm going to start working on your landlord tomorrow morning. As for you, Mr. Williams, man, you're in a lot of trouble, man. A lot of trouble. Your packet is an investigation. I can't even get it back. It's an investigation. He's going to court for this mess. All that stalking stuff, he's going to literally go to court for this. There's charges being going to be pressed against him. And then he's got to worry about federals going to be involved in that too. On top of that, he is done. So once all that's done and capped off, I'm going to go sue your building. So we'll have police reports showing that you were prosecuted, you were found guilty, and you were thrown in jail. That's all we need. And we'll go on that. They told us to wait till the investigation is over before we go file a lawsuit. That's what we're waiting on. I told you at the end of the day before I leave here. I told you at the end of the day, you're under judgment. Did I not say that? I said that all your secrets, everything you have, at the end of the day that you think is going to protect you, you don't have this anymore. Everything about you, we're going to know. We're going to get all the information, everything we need to be able to take it before a judge and prosecute you. And you watch it happen, each one of them. What I'm calling right now is in Flushington, Ohio, Mr. McAfee. I got to contact them, and I got to put the rest of your information through. Nor will allow us to know exactly all we need to know for you to come to court. Nor will also bless these detective units at the end of the day to figure out and find out everything. You open all doors for them. No, I know you guys take it as I hate you. No, you broke the law. This is the way it's done. I don't have any hatred for you at all. Period. I don't entertain the devil that way. I don't. Excuse me. There's an air pocket in there. I don't hate you. I don't entertain Satan that way. But I have to do what I have to do. I can't allow you to attack my family. I can't allow you to attack your friends. My friends. If I came at you to attack your family and friends, your mother and father, you'd protect them, wouldn't you? That's what you're supposed to do. I'm protecting my friends and family from you. So if it means throw you in jail for the rest of your life, so be it. All right, with that being said, I got to go. And Monday morning, Fernando, we're following 6 of these private criminal complaints against you. And I got a couple other YouTubers that we got your location, so I'm following against you too also. That being said, got to go. Mr. Pig.